Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 85 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts, Chocolate Bear.
Hello.
And Moose.
Happy New Year, boys.
Happy New Year's, everybody. What'd you guys do for New Year's? Anything exciting? Probably not.
just a bunch of family time, you know me.
Yeah, Chocolate.
I was in bed by 10 o'clock. Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Dang.
man.
Is that a record for you?
No, I think one year I made it into bed at 9. So, yeah.
Dang. Because you were so drunk or because you were so tired?
Right. You missed the party because you were the party, or you missed the party because you weren't invited?
Well, I could go to story time and say one day I got so drunk I think I ended up in bed at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Boy.
And then woke up, I think it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, thinking I had to go to work, and rushed in, and then kind of realised in a daze that I was still drunk and went back to bed.
Oh my God.
But anyway, that's a whole different podcast.
Oh, it should be for sure.
It could be this podcast.
It could be, but let's not.
Drunken stories from the keg. Yeah, well, hey, speaking of New Year's, did you guys set any New Year's resolutions for yourself last year, gaming-wise or other?
I don't think I did. I should have, definitely. Or maybe I would have finished one of the 40 games I started.
Chocolate?
I feel like I did, but I didn't go back and listen to what those gaming goals were. So we'll say I achieved them. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Good work, as
Yeah.
always.
Good job, Bear. Pat yourself on the back, as you do.
Big ol' hug.
Thank you.
Yeah, I set a goal for myself last year of a game a month, and I might have come close to it, but I also did not keep track of it. So we should let's keep track of it this year. How's that
Okay.
sound?
I want to say you hit the ground running the first 2 months.
Well, that's the other thing is I think like right off the bat I had finished up some games that I'd started the year before, and then I just finished them off in 2019. So I don't know if we want to count that, but if we do count that, I probably did hit 12 games this year. Otherwise, probably not. I think I finished up the Messenger this year.
I did, too.
So, yeah, that was definitely just
How
kind
about
of...
you, Bear? Did you finish the Messenger in 2019?
I don't even think I'm halfway through that game yet.
Just keep going.
Let's make it one of his goals for him.
Yes, we're going to set it for you.
Oh, that's
and
my
there's going to be
goal.
a punishment if you don't finish it.
All right,
damn.
so we didn't really stick or write down any of our resolutions for last year. I say we do it this year, though, so we can come back to episode 85. Somebody write that down. You're both writing it down? Good.
I'm on the notes.
Yeah, I thought Bear was the official secretary of the podcast. So
Well, he is, for sure.
Okay.
So, yeah, make sure you get that down, Bear. Anywho, let's come up with some resolutions. If anyone has anything off the top of their head, go for it. Otherwise, I'll steal stuff before you can say it.
Okay, well, I'm going to steal one before you say it. I am going to finish 12 games out of my backlog this year.
One a month?
It doesn't necessarily have to be one a month, but it's going to be a cumulative of 12 throughout the year. I hope I don't procrastinate and end up in December having to finish 12 games.
That's what I was going to say. The one a month kind of makes it seem more doable, so you don't have like 7 to 9
Right.
games that you have to beat in December.
Sometimes you got to challenge yourself, and this is, maybe setting myself up for failure, but we're going to do it.
And you also said backlog games, so that's
Backlogs.
nothing that's coming out in 2020 then?
Right, and then I also want to finish 6 games that come out in 2020.
Oh my goodness.
But I may cheat and play some like couple 2-hour games or something.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've got an Apple Arcade subscription for a month, so let's
Okay,
see what I can knock out.
We're counting mobile games now. Fine. All right, so 12 backlog games and 6 new games. for Moose.
Correct.
Dang. I like it.
And it's, get to whatever end game is, you know what I mean? So
Like-
I consider like Division 2 beat, even though I never played the raid, because who wants to do that?
Well, you can't
know
beat
what
the
I mean?
raid anyway. So
Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it makes sense. That's like Borderlands 3 for me. Like I rolled credits, so I was like, yep,
Right.
game's beat. Don't need to
Exactly.
go back and do whatever you do after that.
Get to level 50 and then play the actual game.
Yeah.
Or
Pass.
play the other
Yeah,
characters.
So yeah, I think that's fair. Roll credits
Okay.
on it, and you're good. And then 12 and 6.
Yep,
You have to keep us updated throughout the year.
I will.
Chocolate, what do you got?
I'm gonna say my big one is I want to finish Cyberpunk. I want it done and dusted. Those big, huge games I will never, I have never really finished. I think, Red Dead Redemption 2 is sitting on my hard drive. I don't think I'm ever going to finish that. So one of those...
we won't use that as a resolution game then.
What the hell no. So that will be my big thing for 2020. Cyberpunk will be done and dusted by the end of the year.
So I think that's like 75, 80 hours of commitment at least, right?
It is. That's a
We
big
don't
commitment.
know exactly how long the campaign is, but you just have to kind of assume with it,
I
with
would
CD
say it'll
Projekt
probably be
Red's history.
Yeah, I would say that's probably right around there. 80 sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a nice
so that-
round number.
Lovely. And then I think I definitely want to finish Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I want that off my
Ooh,
Switch.
there you go.
All DLC included.
Funny enough, I've just purchased the DLC,
I know
which
you
I will
did.
talk about later. So I don't know whether that counts. And give me another game. What am I playing that I haven't finished? Borderlands needs to be done and dusted as well. So fairly weak resolutions for my gaming.
One
I mean,
new, two old. Those are good games.
time
Long
wise,
games.
I
Yeah.
think you're looking at a decent little goal there. Sure.
Yeah, and I've also been called out by Chestar. He's saying he's going to catch me on Gamerscore. So we've got a little wager.
Oh snap!
Ooh,
Yeah.
Let's hear about this.
So I was going to put it in Discord, but I thought I'd save it for the podcast to make him smile. So he will catch me, allegedly, in Gamerscore by December. I think I've put December 1st. And
You know what
there's
the numbers are?
yeah, I think he's about 30,000 behind. I think he's
Oh,
on
God.
83 something, and I'm on 100,000 and change.
And I have 26,000 total in my whole Xbox career, I think.
I'm at 79. Maybe I could go for 100 this year.
Yeah, I'm sure you said you were going to try and catch me up as well at one point, Risky.
Yeah, until I realized that I didn't want to play Barbie's Dreamhouse Mansion to get my quick 1G.
Hey, I didn't play that myself, but I'll be writing that down. So we've got some money on this. So there's a £20 gift card on the line. So I will be happily taking that off him in December.
All right, so somebody besides Bear has to write this one down because I'm not going to trust him to write it down in case he loses.
Trust me, Chestar's going to remember it.
Make it public in Discord.
Yeah, right now Chestar's just under 85,000. And what are you at, Bear? Do you know off the top of your head?
Without grabbing my phone, it's a rather large number. It's not as good as some of our achievement hunters. Let's have a look. My phone.
You're over 100K though, right?
Oh God, yeah. So I am at 100. Let's not talk about it. It's fine.
Come on, Bear. Let's hear it.
100,000. So 6,180.
So 106,180.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's about 21,000 behind you.
Yeah, 21. I thought it was 30, but yeah, that's
Math's hard.
fine.
Yeah, I guess you should do your maths a little closer before you start making bets, huh, Bear?
Trust me, it's
Doesn't
not
even
going to be
matter.
it's not going to be competition.
Okay.
I'll be hitting Rorker up for some easy.
This is kind of like that confidence that he spoke about with his, excuse me, solo win in Apex, right? That somebody got some free stuff about.
I did it.
Yeah, I was in a giving mood. I was feeling generous.
Can we add that to your list for the year? One solo win for all of 2020.
Buy the Apex Legend or you lose your title. How's that?
Ooh. No, we can't be doing that. I'm a
doesn't-
gunfight legend now anyway.
He doesn't want to lose that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's already on to a new flavor of the week.
Gunfight
Exactly.
legend. Love it.
Good thing this man's tied down or he'd be breaking hearts all over England.
Truth.
Risky, what you hitting up this year?
I think I'm gonna land somewhere between the two of you, and I like Moose's idea of playing X amount of games and having some of them be backlog and some of them be new. So I think I'm going to go 6 and 6.
Ooh.
But I'm going to try to hold myself to one a month.
Okay.
Instead of possibly saving them all for fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah. Well, you get all the backlogs out of the way early then, right? Because there's nothing going on right now.
Yeah, and I'm going to just call 2 of my backlog games because I need to get them done, and it's going to be The Witcher 3. We'll finally get beaten in 2020, and The Last of Us. I want to get through that. That'll probably be like a first quarter game because I want to get that done before 2 comes out.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the same boat with you on both of those games, so hopefully those will both be checked off my list as well.
So somebody write them down, Chocolate.
It's all there. I should tweet that out. So it'll be in the Twitter's verse forever.
There you go.
So we got to figure out a way to handicap you, Risky, because I have 3 kids and Chocolate has 2, and you just have nothing but time on your hands. I guess you're planning a wedding.
Destiny 2 doesn't handicate me? I think that's the biggest handicap in the world.
That's basically, I just told my wife today, I'm like, I am so far behind in Destiny. I just need to just ignore you guys for a while, okay?
I might need a vacation for myself in my office. Too fun. New Year's, fun.
Send the kids back to school.
Yeah, Tuesday. I don't know what's wrong with Monday, but Tuesday's the day.
Mine's back on Monday. Yes.
God,
freedom.
See, I looked at my kids' calendar, and it's literally they go for a week and then have a week off. Go for a week, or not a week off, but a day off. So they go 5 days and then go 4 days. 5 days, 4 days. They've gone 2 full weeks, like maybe 3 or 4 times this whole year.
What?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it like this when I was in school?
I don't know, but it's fun for Dad.
Oh, is it? Sounds it.
Try to get stuff done.
No sarcasm behind that whatsoever. Anyways, another week in gaming. What have we all been playing? I was gonna say another year in gaming, but
there you go.
Another decade in gaming.
Exactly.
Another decade in gaming. Dang. So then if I say what have we been playing, we have to talk about a decade's worth of games we've been playing. That probably isn't gonna work. So let's go with a week. All right, let's start off with Moose.
The good one or the bad one?
Let's talk about Luigi's Mansion 3 because it did get touched on during last year's Game of the Year episode. And if you out there, listener, didn't catch our Game of the Year episode, that was episode 84. Make sure you check that out. It's usually one of our best episodes of the year, and this one was a good one. So check it out. But anyways, Luigi's Mansion 3, Moose, what's going on? How's Gooigi?
Luigi's Mansion 3 is excellent. It's basically the Ghostbuster game that you've always wanted, but they can't make. So
you have to play the remaster of Ghostbusters. I think that's the new thing, right?
I think this is still better. This is an excellent game. The humor's great in it. As you know, Mario never takes itself too seriously, and they don't pay voice actors, so there's all sorts of little all sorts of stuff like that. It looks really good. The lighting and the shadows and everything make it look like it's almost like a next-gen console game. So,
and it's on the Switch. So are you playing? You're playing a handheld, I'm assuming.
Yeah, mostly handheld. I think I've hooked it up to the TV docked once.
I put my Switch in the dock for the first time in like a year,
Wow.
like 2 days ago. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, docking.
Yeah, it's a really great multiplayer game. I haven't really touched a lot of the multiplayer aspects, but you can basically play the same game with 4 players, and it's a timed event, and you have to clear the floors of the hotel in a certain amount of time, kind of like a what do they call it? Not a raid, but Risky, come on, help me out.
A dungeon.
No, the waves, when they come in waves.
Horde mode?
Horde mode, there you go. Similar to a horde mode, and you basically just try to beat the clock. And then there's also multiplayer games where you can play against each other in mini games at like this little carnival thing. And the story goes, it's you and Mario and Toad and Princess all check into a hotel, and quickly, like as you retire to your room, things seem a little bit off, and all of a sudden all your friends have been captured inside paintings of themselves, and the whole hotel has become, dark and abandoned and haunted, and it's your job to not only find all the buttons to the elevator, but then go to those floors and clear all the ghosts and find your friends.
That very first cutscene on Luigi's Mansion it's as if you're going into a prison, that kind of where you're all sitting in the bus. It's got a right prison vibe to it. It's,
It doesn't start out that way though, actually, in the game. So like you start at a hotel like you're going on vacation, right? And then
I missed that, but all the bit I saw, I played it for about 3 minutes when my brother was round. So all I remember vividly is being on the bus. Felt very prison-esque. Then you get off the bus and then obviously check yourself into the hotel.
Right.
And then obviously all hell breaks loose.
Right. And it's kind of like there's two altered states of reality. One is the haunted mansion and one is the hotel.
Yeah.
So you've got to make everything right in order to bring things back and be at the resort again as opposed to the haunted mansion. Does that make sense, Risky? Or are we just confusing you more?
Got it, guys. It sounds like I should play it.
Right.
Figure it out for myself.
Yeah. And Gooigi's cool because he just brings in another function of the game. Like it's like a Metroidvania. Imagine that, where once you get Gooigi, you can go back through the levels and access other things because he can climb through, or he can morph through chain link fences and metal gates and all sorts of things. So
first Metroidvania call out of the year. Shout out to Moose.
Right. Unfortunately, it's not an isometric angle. So, and it's definitely not a roguelike.
I'm so upset now, but at least you said them. Good work.
Yeah. So from what I've seen, it's about a 15 to 20 hour campaign, and then there's just tons of extra stuff that you can do. The collectibles are pretty worthless, kind of like Star Wars, but if you're super into the game, they're worth going after.
Yeah, then why not? So the one thing you mentioned about being able to clear the rooms in multiplayer or whatever with 4 people, is that something where you have to beat the rooms first on your own and then go through it with other people, or can you literally just start from the first room and just clear through it with 4 people?
Yeah, I think you can start out, it's called the Scare Scraper, I think, instead of Skyscraper, and that's the multiplayer like wave mode. So I think you can start it out right off the bat because it was available when we turned the game on.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
And yeah, I just want to say, like, there's 17 floors. Every one of them's different. It has a unique puzzle as well as unique enemies. Like they all have like a different feature that you have to exploit in order to make them. Like some of them have stuff in front of their face, so you can't shine your flashlight in their face to stun them. So you have to like do like an AOE effect, which makes them drop everything, and then you can stun them. There's tons of things. I've only opened up like 5 floors at this point, so there's tons of it for me to open up more. But on every floor, there's also a very unique boss fight. So I don't know. It's just tons of content.
Boss fights in a Luigi game. What is this world coming to?
It's basically just boss fights and puzzles.
And then save mechanics wise is every time you leave the room, isn't it? Am I right in thinking once you've cleared it or left the room, it saves automatically?
Right, but the ghosts do reappear in the rooms once you leave them.
Okay.
Depending, like, it's weird because like if you haven't cleared the room, I guess, then they reappear. But once you've cleared the room out of all of them, then I think, because like after a lot of the rooms will lock the doors when you have to fight the ghosts, and then once you've cleared it out, then they won't come back. But if you go into a room and beat the ghost and then leave and come back in, then they reappear. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm imagining Call of Duty. If you don't clear the certain checkpoint, the enemies continually respawn until you break that cycle as such.
Yep, and the gameplay's fairly simple at the beginning, at least, so it's not too hard of a game. You could probably get through it with your kids if you'd like.
Perfect game for me. It sounds like.
In the future, just future-proofing yourself.
Thank you. I have it there, so that's great. All right, moving on. I was earlier talking about how I finally threw my Switch into docked mode for whatever reason. It's because I wanted to play it up here at my desk and not in my hands with, I'm sitting at a desk. I don't want to play my Switch, if that makes sense. But But the update I had was for Fire Emblem. I'm now too far into this game, and I need to keep going. But something happened that kind of bugged me, and I wanted to get it off my chest, so I'm going to talk about it quick. So I had one thing you can do throughout your month when you're playing the game is you can recruit someone from another house and then have them to fight in battles with you, and pretty much do anything that someone one of your 8 characters would be doing. So I got this guy. His name is Felix. I got him. We went out in our first battle with him, and then I got him killed. I've managed to not let anyone die this whole time, but as soon as I recruit somebody from another house, I bring him over, get him killed.
Maybe his house is just soft.
Whoever is the Dimitri over there is just not doing a very good job of toughening up his soldiers, because he went out there and
bunch of marshmallows risky.
Exactly. And I saw that he was going to get hit, so I was like, all right, it's fine. He can probably take a hit. But then it was like a double, and then he just went down, and I was like, oh, well.
Down goes Felix, huh?
Okay, then. And I didn't start the thing over. I also forgot that once per match you can rewind time. Completely forgot about that. Could have saved Felix. My bad, Felix.
Oh, boy.
But
all you had to do is drink this potion.
Exactly. It's magic like fairy powers that make it rewind. I should have known. But, so I got through that. I got through another week of school, and then I was just walking around the monastery. And isn't this dude just chilling there, ready to have a conversation with
Felix
me?
Felix is there.
Yeah, and I can go up and talk to him, and he didn't say anything. It was just whatever normal conversation he was programmed to have with me, he still had it with me. All it really does is makes it so I can't use him in battle anymore. So and man, that just rubbed me the wrong way so hard.
You found a glitch in the Matrix, and nothing will ever seem the same again.
Yeah, it's so you don't really die. You just you broke a leg and indefinitely or something.
He's just dead to you.
Yeah. They gotta phrase it some way, because when you hop into these battles too, it says losing conditions where you'd have to start over, and there's usually if your character dies, or Edelgard, she's the head of your house. If she dies, then you can't go on. You have to restart, and you have to actually beat it with those 2 characters. Everybody else is expendable. So they make that clear, but then when people actually do die, they're still just hanging out, ready to have conversations. I wish they just worded it differently, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I guess when he did die, he wasn't and then died. He's just oh, I can't go on. So it's oh, he must have got so hurt that he can just never fight again. And then I shipped him back to his old house. I'm get out of here. You don't belong here. But either way, that bugged me. And then for anybody that's played the game, I got to a point in the story. Nope, I can't do it.
No,
can't do it without spoiling. Something at the midway point, and you'll know what the midway point is if you played. Something happens where you really need your main character to not be the silent protagonist. And it's just the most awkward cutscene I've ever had to watch in my life, because this dude just refuses to talk whatsoever, and it's a cutscene, so it's not dialogue or anything. So he's just sitting there, not making any noise or any. Somebody needs to message me so I can vent about this. I might just message Cabo right after the show to be just ran into some issues this week with this game, and it's bugged me. So I had to rant a little bit.
So you've got about 40 hours of dialogue under your belt, right?
Yeah, we're quickly approaching 40.
And now you've got robot characters that are just dead to you.
Yeah, so far this all makes sense.
And now dialogue doesn't matter, and they just sit there silently.
Hey, it's just the one guy, okay? Just the main character that you're portraying.
Sounds like a top 5 game to me.
Dude, get out of here. I find one issue with the game. Or 2, 3.
Well, I'm sorry it broke you.
I'm still going to keep going.
Yeah, you got, another 40 hours plus another 80 hours plus another 80 hours.
And this will be a backlog. No, see, this is what you were talking about when I beat this game once with one house. We are done.
Forget about it, huh?
No, that's the thing, is I say that, but I totally want to see who all these other characters are, just because of how well it's worked with making me care about the people I've met thus far. It's getting to know however many more of them sounds awesome. But
You know what you're gonna have to do is make yourself a gaming bucket list. So when you retire, you can go back and finish all these games that you leave.
I agree.
Just the credits rolled.
I agree. That'll be my new.
Some people want to travel. Risky just wants to finish his backlog.
As long as they're on the Switch, I can do it while I travel. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything will be holograms or imprinted in your brain by your retirement time, right? Unless your
100%.
investments are working out better than I've heard.
No, they sure aren't. Thanks a lot, sports betting. Anyways.
That's not an investment. Don't let people tell you it is.
My money guy told me it was a great idea.
Get a new money guy.
Yeah.
I heard just bet on blue. That's
Blue? That's not even a thing.
It's black or red. What?
Yeah.
What's
you can bet on
blue?
green,
damn
but
it.
the odds of that is like 1 in 64 or something.
Oh, anyways.
oh dear.
Let's stick with the Switch games and go over to Chocolate playing some Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Is this you working towards your New Year's resolution early?
He's
Well,
already
that-
rolled credits. He's like, I already got one under my belt.
Nailed
I'm
it.
Damn, done. No, I bought the season pass or the
Oh, nice.
the expansion, and then I realised I was a fool.
Uh-oh.
This is
Then?
all making sense.
Well, so I presumed. I obviously did my research. Not. I presumed once you bought it, you got the characters that they were kind of putting in front of you. But no, you have to go into like a dungeon, a rift, call it what you will, to unlock those characters to then use in your game, which
So
is
you can't
highly
just
annoying.
Pay to win, Bear?
Well, no, you can't even pay to cosmetic. It's
It's like, hey, I paid my money. Let me do this stuff. What do you mean I got to check
Exactly.
these boxes? That's how the
Yeah.
division was, too.
all I wanted to do was have a good go with Gambit, killing some people, and yeah, no, did not happen.
So
So-
still no Gambit?
Well, he's there. I just have to unlock him.
Yeah,
Just can't
okay.
use them.
So he's in the game, but that's my one gripe with the expansion pass. However, I beat
Dormammu.
him too. Yep, he got slapped.
The
slapped
wall.
down.
That's what we call
So-
it, the wall.
That's the roadblock. Yeah, that Moose and I
Yeah.
are stuck at.
Well, so here we are. You can have a tip if you want.
Yes, please.
Just the
so
tip,
I-
please.
Just the tip. Archer. Right, so I played this with my brother. So I was stuck. Could not do it. So if you co-op this, you can, whoever... I was at low characters. My brother brought in a character, I think that was level 32. So he was good 3 or 4 levels above me. Obviously, that helped majorly. So if you two co-op on this, whoever's got the higher character, bring them in, which will help you kill Damaru. Those little, I can only call them boulders, rocks that you throw at him, you need to power or charge them up before you throw them. So as he's attacking you, you're invincible, and you can collect his power and then throw it back at him, and that's how you get his stun meter down. And then from there, you can obviously progressively work down his health.
So let me get this right. You beat this by getting put in another backpack?
I don't know what you mean. I found a glitch that I could work around the situation I was in.
Yeah. Carry me. I get it, Bear.
I did my fair share of damage. Thank you.
Well, hey, now that you're a higher level, you can put us in your backpack.
True. I can help you guys get along and go through it. I'll have to make sure I don't use one of the characters in a level or two forward, so I won't spoil the game for you.
And I
But
think I think that's what we decided when we got stuck there, Moose, was just like, yeah, I think we just need to co-op this, because
Right.
the main issue is that your stupid AI partners that are with
Yeah,
you
they're
just
dumb.
die and use all your
Exactly.
revives.
Yeah,
And then you're just
exactly.
like, okay, well, it's just me, and I can't heal anyone.
It's
or
like,
pick
hey,
you
you're a
up.
range character. Don't run right into the middle of the fire. How's that sound?
Yeah, I mean the AI is not great. However, in the next level, the level after that, they're quite handy in the area that you're in. I'm trying not to spoil where you go
that's
to.
good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it is good fun. I'm glad I'm past that. It is definitely better docking your Switch and playing it on a TV.
Yeah, I can see
using
that
a
for
controller.
sure.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much
yeah,
stuff on
exactly.
the screen, so much
There
going
is
on.
so much. So the little bit, like I said, where I was stuck, when you pick up this rock, you see it turn different colours. So I never noticed, because obviously this rock was so small in handheld mode, you could see that it would turn purple, and then that was the time
okay.
that you had to throw it.
Right, so you
Because
couldn't
it
even,
was
like,
fully
see it.
charged. Exactly. Well, there was
Great
so
game
much
to be a Switch exclusive, huh?
Yeah, right.
Definitely has to be docked if you're playing this game.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, the game is fun. It's enjoyable. It's the Marvel game that.
Right. Get all
Well,
your
let's be
favorite
fair.
guys and smash stuff up.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the Marvel game we're going to get in May anyway, isn't it? When the Avengers drop. Well,
I hope it's a little better looking.
Graphically.
Yeah.
Although, have you seen those character
I know.
models? I
they
don't
look
know.
terrible.
They're like, all right, can't make them look like the Hollywood actors, so let's just make them all ugly.
Just make it look like we
Definitely.
smashed them into a wall a few times.
Right.
Perfect.
It looks like they borrowed the same kind of Star Wars.
Oh,
Actors.
yeah.
I
you're
went,
right,
oh,
yeah.
You're
The
ugly,
Wookiees.
you're in.
They
Ugly,
hired
you're in.
They hired the Wookiee guy for all their facial definition stuff.
Yeah, the reject from the Wookiee guy.
It's like, why does that
but yeah,
thing look like a mop? No, that's a Wookiee. Don't worry about that.
yeah, you can't pick that up. So yeah, I mean that's Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
The last thing I'll ask is, you get the new characters, whatever, in the season pass. Is it also like story content too, or are you just paying for characters?
You're paying for. I don't think it's story, and anyone correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're paying for the danger room, the extra rifts,
Okay.
and things like. So it's extra content, but
But not in the form
For
of
someone-
like an additional story with cutscenes and stuff.
Right.
yeah, for me it's not. Yeah, for me it was a stupid purchase. It's not something that I will invest or get my money back.
Hey, there's plenty of time in the year for more of those, Bear.
I've been dropping it left, right, and centre.
Hey, you got to leave some money in that vault, or you're not going to be able to go swimming.
I know, it's terrible. These
Don't-
kids have wiped me out over Christmas.
Yeah, that they do.
But yeah, so, I mean, try it. We can all hook up and try and get you guys past it on that level you're stuck on.
Just need a
Hopefully
little
that
nudge.
will work.
Right.
It's so silly. Like I
Is the
said, you
Switch
mentioned.
region locked as far as multiplayer? I've
No.
never tried to play with anybody overseas.
No. So my brother was in the States when we
Oh, okay,
played.
great.
And his Switch was American as well, so
Gotcha.
it shouldn't have been a problem.
Moose, this game probably isn't going to be as good as Mario and Luigi, is it?
More Switch.
Tell me about Mario versus Sonic Olympic Games 2020, if you want.
Well, it's fun for like a drinking game
Oh, okay.
or multiplayer on the couch. You'd definitely be sore the next day, kind of back in the old school Wii days.
Oh, so is this all motion controls then?
You can, yes. There's tons of them that are all motion control, so you can. But the way they have it, you can't set up like a decathlon or anything. You have to go into each individual event when you're playing multiplayer and start it, and then when the event is over, you either have the choice to restart or go back to the main menu.
Oh,
So,
that's fun. So you can't
yeah.
link them up in a
Right,
playlist.
you can't have like a competition to see who wins the gold medal of the decathlon.
You literally have to write down your results from
Yeah,
each event and do it yourself.
It's
Oh my
not
god,
super intuitive, but
that's something that somebody should make an app for or something.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
obviously Nintendo's not going to fix this.
No, and nobody's playing this game, so don't waste your time on the app.
Fair.
But it's my wife and I used to love the Mario vs. Sonic game on the Wii for the same reasons, basically drinking games. And so we thought it'd be a good one for my kids to get involved with and start their video game careers, just with motion controls essentially. And
Not starting their drinking.
no,
or the
not drinking games. No, sir. Not yet, at least.
Just checking.
Couple more years, Bear. I know it's just when you can see over the countertop over there, but we actually have laws here, so.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's the single player's terrible. They have a story mode, but it's all just like dialogue cutscenes back and forth of people talking with speech bubbles that last way too long. And then there's something to do with a retro gaming machine that you get trapped inside. So there's like 10 8 or 16-bit kind of like your track and field type games way back on the NES system. So there's 10 of those that you can do multiplayer as well, and those are a lot of fun. And then there's a total of 26 events. So anything from track and field, karate, rock climbing, all the track events as far as discus, shot put, hurdles, swimming, polo, soccer. I want to try the soccer. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks like it could be pretty fun.
Do you put a Joy-Con in your shoe?
Yeah, right. No, you've got to use the fitness halo and the thigh strap.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome.
But no, I think the soccer game is just on controls.
Okay.
But it looks pretty cool. Like it reminds me of the classic Mario sports games. So
Mario Golf might be the best golf game ever made. So
yeah. So it's a fun game, multiplayer. If you can find it at GameStop for less than $10, I say pick it up for the family. But other than that, save your money.
All right.
It's not great.
I will save my money.
Yeah, I have a cartridge, so if you want to try it, send me a label.
I think I'm gonna pass on this one.
Okay. I'll keep it for the kids then.
I'll just bang my head against Sekiro for a few more hours.
But I have a feeling that this will be one of my easy checklist games this year. Because it's like a 6-hour
I was just saying
single player campaign.
45-minute campaign.
It's 6 hours, I think, is what it costs. And like literally 5 hours of it is just speech bubbles.
Oh.
That you're gonna click A to skip.
You can't, dude.
4,000 times.
Yeah, you have to hit it at each individual time. I wish you could just hold it down to skip the whole scene, but you have to like click it once to get the bubble to pop up, and then click it again to.
Yeah, so you're just spamming it. It's a dexterity game. Just how fast can you click B?
And then how fast can you shake your Joy-Con, and how fast can you row your boat, and how fast can you... It's
sounds like you're going to work out over there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to drop some LBs.
It's part of your New Year's resolution.
What do you call me, fat?
Nope.
All right.
I would never do that. That was funny. I got a gaming chair for Christmas, which I don't know if I talked about. And I was like...
tell me about it. I'm excited because I need one. I'm sitting in a hard chair right now.
So, yeah, it's a DPS... I think it's called a DPS something. I don't know. It's Costco's brand of gaming chair. My parents got it for me. I'd never heard of it or anything. So what the conversation I had with Moose was, well, you're a lot bigger than me, so I don't know how comfortable it'll be for you.
What's the weight limit? That's all I need to know.
That's not even what I meant. What I meant was that you're like 6 foot something. So the chair
6'3".
just 6'3", and I'm 5'9", so the chair might fit differently for us. I didn't mean like, hey, you're 100 pounds heavier than me. You're gonna break the chair. That's not what I meant.
No,
but
there was at one point. My fight weight's about 215 these days, which is fairly fit. But I was pushing 250 at one point, and I was on a ladder, and it's like recommended weight max is 225, and I was like, I need to do something about this when I start exceeding weight limits on ladders.
Yeah, it's usually for me when I'm going over railroad tracks in the car, and then I feel my boobs jiggle, and then I'm like, time to go back to the gym. Yep. So, but back to the chair. It is rated at like 275. So
okay, yeah, we good then.
It should be fine, and it's super comfortable. I have no issues with it yet, and it's definitely affordable compared to a lot of gaming chairs.
Yeah,
so.
The one that's best for my back, because I don't have a great back since of a recent event that happened last summer. It was $800. So not sure I'm ever going to get that chair, but if there's something in the $100 market, I might be able to persuade the wife.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere between 1 and 2. So it's somewhere in there, definitely on the affordable side, but
no doubt.
It's good for sure.
Have you done any Garbage Monster sessions in it yet?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so it'll hold up.
Yeah, I'm having no issues yet. This weekend was a few 6 hours. I think I did 6 hours on Friday and Saturday.
God, dude.
And say, was it leather, or
it's
fabric?
Not real leather.
It's a pleather.
Well, that's why I said. Yeah. That's why I said pleather.
It's a pleather.
What do they call it now? A polymer.
We don't give it fake names. We just call it pleather. Say it how it is. Anyways.
Well, cool. I'm glad it's a decent chair.
Tis. All
And
right,
Mario
up next.
Sonic sucks.
And Mario vs. Sonic sucks. Perfect. Let's talk about a game that doesn't suck. Chocolate. Well, I guess I'm not sure. Does Civ 6 suck?
No.
All right, good. That's what I like to hear.
Is it hard? Hell yes.
Is it hard, like,
It's a
because of
strategery game.
user error or hard? Hard.
I suppose because the last one I played was Civ Rev on the 360. Trying to remember what the icons do, how to get A, B, and everything else. Yeah, it doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't tell you. It's very frustrating that I believe if it was on PC, you could potentially hover over the icon and it would tell you what that icon would do. So I don't want to say user error. Maybe user unfamiliarity. I can't even say my words. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. I've sunk a couple of hours into it. I'm probably only, how many turns? 75, maybe 100 turns in at the moment.
Good Lord, how long do these games last?
Oh, forever.
Are they pretty long? Damn.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 hours, I think, for a turn or for a session.
Unless you, I think, hard kind of military and attack everyone.
Right.
And I'm only playing the computer, so it's trying to get that familiarity of that does that. That class is brilliant. This class is naff. Don't go and get archers when I need warriors and vice versa. So yeah, it feels good. Civ Rev definitely felt better, but
I would say Civ Rev was the last one I played, and I feel like it was very hand-holdy compared to some of the... Yeah, maybe
like
dumbed down might be...
Dumbed down, yeah. They didn't have as much, or I suppose it was more streamlined in terms of features and how you got from kind of... I'm trying to think of the words now.
Well, because that was the first one that was on Xbox, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it was kind of like they built it for that platform. Like, we're going to make this so console people can actually stand a chance at these games.
Yeah, everything went on a keyed command.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I was talking to Shine in the community, and he was mentioning that there was a bug flying around that he got, and all of a sudden the screen it either went completely black or it just kind of froze, and you couldn't do anything.
Just what you're looking for in games, right?
I'm so glad I didn't get this bug, because I would have been highly annoyed. Yeah, so it's only targeting a few consoles or a few purchases.
So, Chocolate, is there a campaign that you play, or are you just doing skirmishes?
I am doing a campaign at the moment. It didn't from going. I mean, I haven't played a game like this since the 360 days, and it felt like it didn't allow me to choose who I wanted to be. For all I know, this is the tutorial mode.
You don't get to pick your civilization? Isn't that kind of like part of the game?
Well, you would think. I mean, also I was 3 or 4 beers in, so potentially I didn't press the correct button either.
Good old drunk bear gaming.
Yeah, especially a game where you have to be thinking as well and be strategic. Couple of beers in, whatever.
Yeah, a little sip here, a little clicky here.
Yeah, a little tacky over there.
Just turn it off and go to bed, right?
Definitely, that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's good. I managed. I think it was on. It was part of the 2020 deal that was running at the moment for Xbox games. So I got it. I want to say half price, but it wasn't half price. I think I picked up the expansions, a couple of extras, and I think it all worked out. I think it only cost me about 50 quid.
It was
£50.
$15 on Steam.
Just the base version, right?
Yeah, just the base version of the game was $15.
Yeah, if I could PC game, I would definitely have bought it. I think
we're trying to get that laptop to fire up on time for a podcast at this point, right?
Probably not playing Civ 6 on.
Definitely not. It will probably burn after the second turn.
Just catch on fire.
Exactly. But I'm enjoying it. It feels okay. Like I said, the only bit that I wish it would do is as you hover over the button, and if you left it, it would pop up and say this does this for you, which it doesn't. But again, I'm learning the whole game because it's all brand new to me.
YouTube is your friend.
100%.
I know. I just need that half hour where I can sit down and YouTube and watch and understand what the hell is going on. But tomorrow, when the kids are at school,
understand, because we're trying to finish a raid right now in Destiny, and everybody's like, "Okay, everybody, watch a bunch of videos, and we'll try this again." And I'm like, all these videos are 45 minutes long, so can somebody just tell me what to do?
I was saying, one of the loud people, you can do it.
Yeah.
I'll listen.
I'll just do my job. I'm good at that.
Yeah. Meat shield. That's what I normally do.
Boom.
Meat shield it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a nice change of pace, definitely.
Yeah, I want to give it a shot. I may wait for it to come to Game Pass though.
Sod's Law, it'll be in Game Pass. I was lucky I had credit, so I think I had. I think physical money that I spent myself, it was only like £20. Right. I had 30 sitting in my Xbox, but so it was nice.
When I was entertaining the idea, I remember Shine and I believe Ronan both saying that if you do buy it, it's worth it to buy the expansions because it enhances the game so much more.
Yeah, everything was on sale, bar there was, I think,
all the
two civilizations. Well, no, there was just 2 civilizations. I think they were like very small, incremental. They were like a couple of pounds, so a couple of dollars each. So I picked them up, and they weren't on sale. But the expansion and the game were on sale. Funny enough, not in America though, because me and Shine had a conversation about it, which is very strange.
Yeah, it's weird how those eShop and Xbox store sales never line up the same.
And you think they would? They should. They should. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Not for me to argue. I'm just a consumer.
There you go. Cool.
A good one, huh, Bear? A good consumer.
Yeah.
The best kind. Just going all in on the ultimate editions of games without knowing if he even likes them.
Exactly. You
gotta do what you gotta do. Speaking of going all in on games and not knowing what you're paying for, over the holidays, I picked up Disco Elysium, which is a PC exclusive game.
Award winner, right?
Like this, the amount of awards this thing has won, for me not really knowing what it was at all, was mind blowing. So of course it gets all these awards. I look up not reviews, just scores, and see that this thing is getting 9s and 10s across the board. It's getting awards everywhere. It's got to be the best game in the world.
Is it?
What I didn't do was watch any gameplay trailers or anything like that. So I popped this game in.
Is it a high school simulator?
No, it's a glorified point and click game with 8 billion pages of dialogue to read.
Oh boy.
I knew things were going downhill when I loaded into it. And it was like, what type of detective do you want to be? And it gave you 3 different options, or there was create your own. So, okay, I'll create my own. I'm sure it'll be like, it'll be a few easy options. I'll put some points into lock picking, some into just whatever, maybe some gun skills or something. No, so I click into this, and then there's, I think it was 20, I want to say it was between like 20 and 30 different tabs, different traits that I could put skill points under. But here, as an example of some things that you could put skills under, physical instrument, electrochemistry, inland empire, esprit, D-corps, drama, rhetoric, and endurance, perception, like some normal ones that you've heard of, visual calculus, right there. And that's the one. That's the one you hit. You hit visual calculus as something that you could put a skill point into.
Because you want to just be able to do calculus just by looking at it, right?
Right. So after distributing my points into words that I had heard of,
things I might know.
Yes, we move into the next phase of the game, which is where I wake up after a long drunken night of something. I'm a detective. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. So that stuff happens. I try to move, by like moving a joystick or walking around or just something. Nope, you have to click. You click everywhere you want to go. Like I said, point and click. You click on things, and then the little dialogue things pop up. You can read them, and you're supposed to be taking in all of this knowledge about all these things around you, talking to people, and then... So the first person I talked to is this, I can only assume she was a hooker,
Nice.
but she was right outside my room, and I was like, who am I? Where am I? Like, what's going on? She's like, you're a cop. Like, you had a crazy night last night. I heard a lot of weird stuff coming from the room, blah, blah, blah. I'm reading this all. So it's kind of weird because some of the dialogue is actually voiced, but most of it isn't. So that's,
can you
it's kind of
choose
weird.
your own dialogue? Like ask her if she wants to learn how to get out of jail free card.
Yeah. So I mean, there's tons of different dialogue choices, and what happens is during these conversations, all those skills that you had put points into, like depending on where you're at with certain ones, you'll have different dialogue choices, which that's kind of normal. But
Right.
some of the ones that pop up and start talking to you are just like voices in your head or something, and I could have read some of this stuff over like 100 times and still
not gotten it.
not had any idea what I was being told or what I was supposed to be getting out of these conversations. And people love this game, which probably says something about the type of games I like.
Pew, right?
I guess. I mean, yeah, and that's the other thing. There's no combat in this game whatsoever.
No.
What happens is sometimes in dialogue you'll have to do skill checks which have like dice under them. This is like a paper, like pen and paper RPG point and
Dungeons
click
and Dragon type
game.
deal.
Yeah, with hundreds of pages worth of dialogue. So eventually I get out of the hotel. I've clicked on everything that's lighting up that I can click on. I've talked to every person. I've exhausted everything I can do. And then you finally get to a point, and this is early on in the game, so it's not really spoilery. The main thing you're trying to figure out is who strung up this dude in a back alley near the hostel you're at. So he has a noose around his neck, and he's dead.
Yeah.
And that's your motivation for the game. That's what you're trying to figure out. I think I read it's like a 30-hour game, but these 30 hours is you doing your detective work, talking to people, it's all talking, pointing, clicking, reading, and I don't know, man. For the people that are into it, I think the story must go somewhere or something.
Yeah.
I just sure don't get it.
I'm just not sure I'm smart enough to play this game, so I'm going to go ahead and uninstall it off my hard drive now.
I was just going to ask, all the dialogue, does it save so you can go back and like fact check or like, put your case together, or is it as you're reading you have to remember
You have to have
everything?
A notebook next to you.
I was going to say, you
notes.
probably...
E-
Exactly.
Make your cork board you're like a real detective.
Um,
Shutter all the windows and make a cork board with bad lighting and tie the strings and
I would assume there's not a log of all the dialogue you've had because it's so much, and I don't know if they were going to do it. I guess maybe, and this might be in game. I didn't dive in. I could only take a couple hours of this game before I was like, all right, I gave it the old college try. We're done here. But
time to get your fix again. So
yeah, exactly. Got to get back to it. So I don't know. It's weird to not want to recommend a game to people that is so highly acclaimed by so many people and is doing so well everywhere else. I guess I would just warn people going in to know what kind of game it is, which stupidly I should have known this. Obviously, if you just watch some gameplay, you'll know exactly what you're getting into. Yeah. But I saw it was $30 down from $40. It had 8 billion awards, and I was like, sold. And then I fired it up, and it's like, damn it, I will never see that $30 again.
At least we still have Hades.
Yes, the saving grace of my Steam library. So yeah, Disco Elysium. Check it out if sounds like it might be your thing.
First.
Yeah, watch some gameplay, guys. It makes a lot of sense before buying things. Being informed. person.
Consumer.
Be an informed consumer. That's the word I was looking for. Look, I can't even think of that word. I obviously wasn't going to be able to play this game and understand any of it.
That's right. Let us throw our money away for you.
Yep. I did it. You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
All right. You guys have anything else that you played this week that you want to talk about?
No, I played 2K until about 2:30 in the morning last night. That was a bad choice.
After our failed raid attempt?
Yeah, I had to calm myself down.
Same. I stopped and played Fire Emblem for a couple hours till I passed out.
Yeah. My kid came into my room at 6:30 and climbed into bed with us because it was time to get up. So that was fun for us.
Doesn't sound it, but I'll take your word for it. All right. So Game Pass Roulette is back again, and we obviously don't have a game that we have been playing because we kind of took time off for the holidays for everybody. And Rage 2, it turns out, was not everyone's favorite game. It happens.
Oh, God.
But, so, our Game Pass Roulette game for the month of January is going to be, drumroll please. God, that was good. Untitled Goose Game.
Yes.
Hang on. So this is going to be a game we're all going to love.
I hope so.
Yes,
Just
100%.
annoy the crap out of people with a goose by stealing all their stuff.
Honka honka.
Wrong.
Oh,
So I'll give
much.
you a brief synopsis. Untitled Goose Game is a puzzle stealth game developed by House House. In the game, players control a goose who bothers the inhabitants of an English village. The player must use the goose's abilities to manipulate objects and non-player characters in order to complete specific objectives and make progress through the game, being as annoying as possible and mischievous. If you paid attention in our Game of the Year episode, most mischievous waterfowl award went to the goose from this game, actually. So
Definitely did.
he's already an award winner for this show. So I'm sure the game's going to be great.
And it's another one that got kind of hosed because it came out in the middle of December. So
This would have
Nobody
won
saw
so
it
many
before.
awards.
right.
Yeah. I think December 17th, I think it dropped.
Right.
It was very late. Oh, sorry, no, let me rephrase that. It dropped on consoles at around December 17th. I think it came out in the summer for Steam, if I'm right.
So late for the Game Awards, but perfectly timed for Christmas.
You betcha.
I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to give some feedback for the game, we do have a Game Pass Roulette channel in our Discord. Links for the Discord are in the show notes. Come join us over there so we can all talk about this adorably cute, not so annoying goose.
And when are we finishing up and speaking about this game?
This will be the first episode of February, which looks like it's going to be February 4th. So whatever episode that ends up being, try to get your feedback in by February 2nd or 1st. How about you have through January?
Yeah,
That'll
we got
work.
A whole month. Today's
A whole month,
what,
and Untitled Goose
7th?
Game, I'm pretty sure is a smaller game. So
yeah, I don't
plenty
think
of time
it's
for
more
everybody.
than 15 hours.
Yep.
Well, I'll be streaming it, so you're more than welcome to jump in and laugh at me.
Yes,
I will be
twitch.tv
there.
/
I'll be the guy heckling you in chat.
I'll be honking you, sir. Honk honk.
As long as
All
you
right,
don't
guys.
goose me, Bear.
No. I definitely won't duck you.
Uh-oh.
These foul jokes. These jokes are just foul. Damn
we
it!
messed
It
it
was
up.
there.
We practice so hard, too.
I know.
Oh, well.
This is why we've got show notes, people. Read the script.
All right, guys. Let's get into some news. All right, Moose.
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on in the news this week?
Not a whole lot.
What, on the first podcast of the new year?
Yeah, I think we should take a 2-week break in the last and first week of the year next year because there's nothing going on.
It's all right. We can get these people out of here. It works.
So I found a few things. I did some digging, lots of digging, scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but we got some news. Respawn co-founder and CEO to take the reins at DICE LA. So Vince Zampella, who was one of the creators of Respawn, has been promoted, or they just kind of tucked DICE under his wing over there at Respawn. So he's going to keep his same title at Respawn as head of, what is it? head of the company, basically, right? And
CEO, maybe.
yeah, CEO, and he's now head of DICE as well. But they're gonna change the name of the company here in 2020 and kind of change the refocus because they've been known as a support company for the last 5 to 10 years. Just kind of working as a support team for other games in the EA catalog.
DICE LA is what you're talking about?
Yes, DICE LA. And so they're going to go ahead and rename themselves, and they're going to start developing new games and IPs on their own. So I think they're looking for people to come work.
I think this is probably a really good sign,
Right.
actually, because
Yes.
they obviously Respawn just put out Star Wars,
Right.
Jedi Fallen Order, and like that
And
has done
Apex.
really well, and,
Yep.
and Apex, yeah. So
Apex, yeah.
they've been killing it, really. EA's saving grace,
Right.
like
And
you'll-
yeah, they said nothing's going to be lacking at Respawn because basically they've just divvied up his responsibilities between 3 other execs in the company. And
Okay.
this is now his baby. So I look
That's
forward
awesome.
to see what they have coming out of here.
yeah. Hopefully he brings some new IP over that way that are not so microtransaction-y, like a lot of your
Right.
stuff.
And then also I got some Apex news for you, Bear, as well in that same article. So Apex is
Hit me.
they're going to double down on their character specialization in the new year to differentiate themselves from other battle royale games. So Vince also stated in the same LA Times article that instead of creating a social hub where everything's constantly changing around you, they want to focus on the characters, their stories, and how they impact the game and gameplay. So, like Fortnite, they're always changing something every week, every 2 weeks. It's always different. So, Apex thinks they've got a really good thing with their gameplay and the setting from Titanfall. So they're not going to mess with any of that stuff, and they're just going to focus on their characters and developing new characters and how they impact the game. More like, I would say, like Overwatch or something like that.
I swear that I'm sure there's going to be some sort of anime cartoon something series that is going to spin off this.
The Apex cartoon.
It's screaming for it, absolutely screaming for it.
So I know Risky's stoked about this, right?
I cannot wait. I mean, honestly, anytime you're gonna just give some background story to like, same thing with like Overwatch. I think any of these people that seem like they have such unique characters, I guess.
Right.
Getting a little bit of backstory, why not? Cool.
Yeah, and instead of, trying to have the coolest pop culture type thing included in your game, they're just going to work on lore and creating a story around these characters and new characters.
Exactly.
A potential spin-off of new games from that
Sure.
as well.
How about Titanfall 3? That sounds like a good game.
Do it.
Come on.
So that's all for Vince in the news this week, unfortunately. Up next, though, we got a new game in Game Pass, boys. Have you seen it?
It's a big one.
Yeah, it sure is. They want to sell more shark cards. GTA 5 is now in Game Pass as of, yesterday?
So when did this news drop? So it would have
It
been
was either yesterday or today.
something. Well, I think it dropped what day are we today? So I think it's been about 3 or 4 days
Okay.
just before the podcast dropped.
Yeah. So it was either Friday of last week or Saturday of last week that they announced. It came out of nowhere. They basically just in a blog post posted by Megan Spur, the Game Pass community manager, dropped the mega hit. It was now in Game Pass library. She also casually mentioned that shark cards are now 10% off. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Because they don't have enough billions of dollars with selling shark cards.
What I'm sure I read somewhere that this is GTA was it on PlayStation Plus or
It was on the PlayStation, their sub service, whatever. PlayStation
Yeah.
Now, I think is what it's called.
whatever the term was, and then
It got removed.
a few days later it's coming to Game Pass,
Right.
which is it's a great game.
Yeah, and the new content they dropped at the middle of December. It's a casino heist raid or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's tons of stuff to do. If you've never dabbled in GTA, there's probably 70 or 80 hours of campaign, plus you've got all the GTA online stuff that was, probably 500 hours worth of content.
Endless play,
And if you
which I've never touched.
Yeah, and if you really want, you can buy shark cards so that you can get DeLoreans and penthouse suites and what other cool stuff do you have, Risky?
No, I think he's just nipped out.
Oh, did he? I'm sorry, I didn't pull that up. But yeah, GTA 5 is in Game Pass, and I suggest you all go download it. Good Lord, go download it now. Sorry, my speaker's not working so great today. So next up in the news, The Witcher author and CD Projekt Red have reached a new deal. So I know that he was pretty unhappy with the deal that he reached to begin with the first 3 Witcher games, because basically he said, your game's going to be shit. You're not going to make any money, so just give me what you got right now.
Yeah, I'll take the cash.
Yeah, and then it's like one of the best games of the decade. So they've come to a new agreement. Everybody seems happy, so that means only good things for the future of The Witcher, hopefully. So let me just read this little summary real quick here, Bear. Geralt of Rivia creator, I'm going to butcher this, but it's Andrzej Sapkowski.
Sounds good.
And the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt team reached a new agreement in December, which solidifies the once tumultuous relationship and could hint at the framework for future titles. The game dev was asked about the future of the Witcher IP, in which they responded, they will think about it. So they're basically working on Cyberpunk right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if this will be the next thing they reveal after Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's all very coincidental with Witcher coming out on Netflix.
Right.
Doing so well or getting...
Yeah, and it's something they've been enthralled with, and their lives have been wrapped around for the last 15 years or so with the 3 Witcher games. So they've got a lot of love and history for characters and lore. One thing I did read, that if they do create a Witcher 4, the first trilogy will probably be the end of Geralt's story, and this will focus on a new Witcher.
No.
So nothing but excitement there. I think the guy deserves his due, whether he made a foolish mistake or not, And I think they're doing the right thing by giving him a fair shake as far as compensating him.
Yeah, and they probably need some help with Witcher 4.
They may be stuck, right? So, you play any Final Fantasy games, Bear?
No.
Well, this will be...
Too Sony for me.
I gotcha. This will be good news for you then. There was a leak last week. Final Fantasy VII Remake intro video or demo was leaked. So apparently there's a demo that's supposed to be released any day this week, possibly. And somehow some hackers have hacked into their PlayStations and downloaded this demo already. So there's about a minute long video that just shows basically a scene for scene remake of the classic game, and I just look for the demo to be out very, very soon. So
oh wow.
Yeah, it was like as soon as I saw that video, I was like, well, this is gonna be gone soon.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like an account that had like, I think it was like 0 subscribers or something.
Right.
It was like someone had just created it just to put that video out quick.
And it already had like 1 million views.
Yeah, that's what happens when the news websites pick it up and just, hey, this is here. Come look at it.
So it looks cool. I'm probably going to play it because they changed the whole gameplay style. If it was still turn-based, I would probably leave it alone. But now it's an action-adventure type game, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Hopefully we'll have a release date here soon, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be this year.
Well, no, they have one out for the first part of it.
Well, yeah, that's right, because it's going to be sold episodically, which I don't really...
The first part's out in March, but then who knows?
Right.
Like
so
it's going to take
just
7 more years for the next part.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Pay me $100 so that you can get the whole game, or it's $10 an episode? Because wasn't it like 2 games on the old version?
I mean, the old disc I think was 4 discs.
Okay.
On like original PlayStation. So, I mean, it's definitely a big game, and even just like as a part 1, I think it's still going to be 30 to 40 hours worth of stuff. So
okay, it's worth whatever they charge. What do you think is a fair price then? Maybe $20-$30 per episode? or per section?
I would not be surprised if this is $60
Per episode.
Not positive, but
I'm not gonna be happy with it, but we'll pay it, right?
always.
Yeah,
I bought Disco Elysium.
you sure did. Got you good. So, other than that, I got a couple Pokemon PSAs for Sword and Shield. There's some Gigamax events that are ending soon, as of the 9th. So you got just a couple days to finish these up. Let's see. There is a shot at the Gigantamax version of Snorlax, Butterfree, plus there's 2 exclusives for each Sword and Shield, and those are in the dungeons, I believe. Those things that shoot the red lights out of them. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also a bunch of free codes online. So I've got 2 of them here for 40 free battle points, 20 each. The first one is, the code is Gigantamax, but instead of I in Gigantamax, you put a 1 there. And then the second one is Camp F Team. So KAMPFTEAM. Those will both get you 20 battle points each. The first one expires at the end of this month, and the second one expires at the end of next month. But while you're there, you might as well just put them both in, right? Also, you can look online to find a bunch of rare Pokeball codes. There's too many to list here, for me to name them off. So just go ahead and Google it, and you should be able to find them real easy. But you only have till the 15th for those ball codes. So get your balls, y'all.
Get your balls, yo. Awesome.
That's it for the news.
You weren't joking.
No, there's nothing out there.
Well, maybe there's some new games coming out this week. Chocolate.
So, Games with Gold this month. I'm going to butcher the first one. Styx, Shards and Darkness.
You got it.
Is awesome. Is available for the whole month of January. You also have Batman the Telltale series, and that's from the 16th of January until the 15th of February. There is Tekken 6 out from the 1st of January to the 15th of January, which is an old 360 game. And you also have Lego Star Wars 2, and that's from the 16th of January to the 31st of January.
I like it. Those two, the Xbox One games, I think are both decent. I played through.
Styx is a stealth type game, right?
Yeah, and then Batman the Telltale series, I think, is a super good take on Batman, actually, like story wise.
It's one of their better titles as far as
definitely.
What are they? What's that company? God, I am not words today.
Telltale.
Yeah, dumbass. I got it.
It's right in the name.
Is that the first one, the Telltale series for the Batman?
I would assume this is the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's quite good. Good story to it.
Yep.
So your PS Plus games, you have the Nathan Drake collection, which you two are going to have to school me on. Is that all
That's
his games?
Uncharted
1 through 3.
Right. Okay, so it's 1 to 3.
4 is not included.
Right, and then
It's probably on sale for about $10 or $15 right now because I bought it at this time last year.
Sounds good. And the other game I wouldn't even bother with unless you like messing with goats. Goat Simulator.
That's a cult classic, Bear. People love that game.
They might do. I don't understand it.
I remember when that game came out, I watched a PewDiePie video of him playing it, and I nonstop laughed for
right?
that whole video, and then I bought the game, and I don't think I laughed once.
Never played it.
I was like, oh, so this is definitely just all about who you're watching play this game, not this game.
Yeah.
So, Nathan Drake collection, though, those 1 through 3, that's free. Heck yeah, do it.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not at all.
This could be part of my backlog list this year.
Yeah, I'll finish 3 eventually.
I finished 1 and 2. So,
Same.
Yeah.
Got the same issues. And now we have 4.
Yeah, I think that's what those were both on PS3, and I don't think I touched Uncharted on the PlayStation 4.
Yep.
Game Pass, obviously GTA's out. I'm not going to mention any more about that.
Sorry about the spoilers, Bear.
It's
there
fine.
was no news this week.
Well, there wasn't much in Game Pass either. And just a heads up, leaving soon. I haven't got a date for them. I couldn't find one, but I would imagine it's the end of January. You've got Lego Cities Underground and Just Cause 3. They're leaving Game Pass.
Yeah, I'd say get them played by the end of the month.
Yeah, it seems that way. So those achievement hunters, go get those achievos.
There you go. Just Cause 3 is pretty good. Anyways, but I think isn't Just Cause 4 in there?
I'm sure 4 jumped in
I
not
think
so
it
long
is.
Which
ago.
one is the one where you can control the rockets and balloons and stuff? Is that 4?
That's 4.
Okay.
And that was that game was a ton of fun. You could like put balloons on like 4
Everything.
corners of a truck and then put like a
Yeah.
jet engine on the back of the truck and then like
Just
activate
send
it and just make a
yeah.
blimp essentially. Like it's ridiculous.
I'm sure I saw one with a rocket and a cow, and the rocket was in a place where it shouldn't have gone, and the cow was flying through the air. So there's
Well,
some.
chocolate.
Somebody did something I've seen on the internet. I do not believe it.
Just gonna say that.
It may be true.
Yeah, those games are a ton of fun though. So definitely get after it. All right. Hey. New year, new us. Podcast under an hour and a half. Just what you showed up for.
Yes.
Nailed
Sweet.
it. All right, let's plug this thing up. Make sure to head on over to iTunes, rate us, give us 5 stars, leave your comments, your reviews, all that fun stuff there. Any stuff you guys leave, good or bad, will help us out. So make sure to do that. Discord, I mentioned it earlier in the show, but Discord's where we all hang out every day talking about all sorts of things. We got NFL playoffs going on right now, so there's lots of sports talk. The Witcher's out. We have a TV and movies channel. Gaming channels, we got everything. So head on over there. Links for that are in the show notes. If you'd like to support the show with your hard-earned money, you can head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. As always, we want to shout out our top tier contributors. Chaotic, starting the new year off right.
Thank
You, sir. Thank you
Appreciate
to
you.
thank
Not
you to all of
mad
our
that you
patrons.
Not mad you stood me up on our Borderlands date.
You almost got it beat. So close. You have one job. Still chaotic.
Hey, now I can just add it to my pile. So.
Oh, that's
good
some
for me.
baloney. One
Yeah,
boss
buddy.
fight, and I knocked off.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, I see what you did there. That 12 seems a lot more attainable now.
Yeah, it's more like 6.
I love it. Another way to support the show, if you go to our merch store, which is on Spreadshirt, links for that are in the show notes. You can pick up a whole assortment of cross-Atlantic gaming gear, hoodies, hats, all that fun stuff. So head over there. Instagram and Twitter, CAG Podcast is where we're at. And then if you need to reach out via email for anything, cagpodcast@gmail.com. I am at Risky the Kid everywhere. Chocolate.
Chocolate Bear 80 everywhere.
Moose.
Moosenstein 8314, all places.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
See ya.
Later, y'all.
Fight for me, baby.
All right, let's hear some dad jokes.
What do you call a penguin in the desert?
What is that, Bear?
Lost.
Yeah.
Not funny the third time round. Messed up, is it?
All right. Here's one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Snow.
Snow who?
Know who?
Snow laughing matter.
Oh.
You're right. It's not. Does anyone need an arc?
No.
No.
Can I say no?
I know a guy.
Oh, that's a good one. Shout out to my nephew Noah.
Is
Where
he the
does-
one? Is he the one that did
Yeah.
that?
He's my game share partner.
I like it.
Where do snowmen go to dance?
Where?
Snowball.
Oh, mother. Yeah. Snowballs.
Oh, I like
Oh, this looks really.
Oh, here's one for all you UKers. All right.
Go on.
What's an egg?
What's an egg?
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
I don't know.
A snow house without a loo.
Oh,
Why is that for the UK people?
Because it's a potty humor. They call the WC the loo.
Oh.